Area pools, lakes, and rivers are packed with people having fun in the sun, but there are some germs and chemicals found in water that can make you sick. We're talking about recreational water illnesses, and joining us now with more from Children's Hospital is Dr. Katie Stordahl. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
We don't want to put a damper on anyone's fun, but it's always good to be informed about this stuff. So let's talk about how recreational water illnesses spread.
Well, they spread in the water, which most people would think of, but they can also spread through aerosols. So for instance, if you're at a splash pad or there's a different type of misting mechanism that's around a pool to keep people cool, that's a way that they can spread. And children are more likely to actually catch recreational water illnesses because they tend to have their mouths open when they're playing around pools, when those aerosol drops are coming in, and when they're in the water swimming.
Oh, very interesting. So what types of illnesses, what kind of symptoms are we talking about here?
For most of it, it's GI symptoms. Vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, or cramps, but there can also be respiratory symptoms that can go with various things that you can catch, and skin symptoms as well from different rashes that you can get. So there's actually quite a wide variety. Some of it is bacterial caused, some of it is protozoa, which we would consider parasites have caused it.
Oh my goodness, you know, your mind typically, if you're like me, it typically goes to rivers, but it can be found in all types of water sources, right?
It really can. And I think that people realize in chlorinated pools that the chlorine kills most things within minutes, and that is accurate. But most people think that if you're at a decorative fountain, that would be chlorinated as well, and some are, but many aren't. And a lot of people like to get in and play in those. So that is an easy way to get them.
Oh goodness. Okay, also hot tubs, things like that. I know it's probably not a great idea to let kids in hot tubs anyway, but
it's actually a rule in the state of Tennessee that if you're under the age of 12, you shouldn't be in a hot tub. And it's for separate illnesses and things that we worry about. But the one thing that we really think about for both children and adults in hot tubs is something called hot tub folliculitis, which means you've gotten a certain type of bacteria under your skin that can cause pimples, and sometimes those will spread and get infected. So that is something to be aware of, and that is mainly found in hot tubs. That's not in pools, rivers, or lakes.
Even the name sounds bad.
It does sound bad.
It really sounds bad. What are some ways we can prevent these illnesses? I know there's the obvious answer, but we still want to enjoy the water. So what can we do?
We do, and we want people to enjoy the water and cool off. I think one of the most common things that people don't think about is using reusable swim diapers. If you use disposable swim diapers, they just don't hold things in as well as the kind that you can wash. That helps. Washing your hands before you get in helps. And people should never let their children or themselves go swimming if they've had any sorts of GI symptoms or they've been ill. So really just kind of common sense precautions can help everybody to stay well.
Protect yourself, protect others. All right, doctor, thank you so much. And if you have a question about your child's health you'd like for us to answer, email me at ltucker@wate.com, and then tune in every Thursday at 4 right here to see if we answer your question on the air.